Kanchipuram is home to one of the ancient world's most remarkable architectural achievements. This is the Vaikuntha Perumal Temple, a masterpiece of the Pallava Empire. Along its inner walls, the temple is covered in sequential bas-relief carvings. It functions as an 8th-century comic book, carved entirely in stone. These panels depict a real political thriller, documenting the near collapse and the survival of a medieval superpower. These weathered carvings act as the primary historical record for archaeologists, trying to piece together exactly how a massive constitutional crisis unfolded. The temple is a rare fusion of sacred space and a gritty political survival narrative, hiding in plain sight. The narrative begins with a sudden catastrophe. In 731 CE, the Pallava King Paramesvaravarman II was killed in battle against the rival Chalukya Empire. He left no heir. The main Simha-Vishnu royal bloodline, which had ruled for generations, was extinct. The sculptors represented this political vacuum through a specific artistic choice. As you follow the panels past the king's death, you hit a sequence of completely blank space, representing the serious condition of the heirless kingdom. The text highlights the exact word the ancients used to describe this state of affairs. They called it utsana, meaning decayed, destroyed, or ruined. That blank space is a cliffhanger in stone, representing an empire teetering on the edge of collapse. To prevent the kingdom from tearing itself apart, an emergency council formed, bringing together scholars, ministers, and citizen representatives. They bypassed civil war by agreeing to track down a successor from a distant collateral branch of the royal family. The carvings follow this delegation as they embark on an epic journey, crossing forests, mountains, and vast water bodies. Based on the distinctly different facial features and headgear worn by the foreigners in these carvings, historians believe this delegation sailed across the Bay of Bengal, landing in Southeast Asia. The delegates arrived at the court of King Nandivarman, begging for a successor to save their homeland. It shows the desperation of a superpower having to sail across an ocean just to find a relative willing to take the throne. King Nandivarman knew the Pallava capital was a war zone, and he refused to send any of his older sons. His youngest son, a 12-year-old boy named Pallava stepped forward and volunteered for the throne. The storyboard captures the boy's return to Kanchipuram, culminating in a series of detailed coronation scenes. This archaeological record of Label X lists the specific artifacts used to legitimize his rule. It details his anointing with sacred water and his investment with the royal umbrella and the Samudra Ghosha, or sacred conch. With the crown placed on his head as Emperor Nandivarman II, the constitutional crisis appeared to be over. The temple walls do not end with a peaceful coronation. Immediately following the rise of the boy king, the panels depict intense warfare. The rival Chalukya Empire invaded and successfully captured the Pallava capital. The young king survived this baptism by fire, putting down rival claimants and pushing back invaders. Despite the initial defeat, he stabilized the empire and ruled for 65 years. His survival in these early years solidified the dynasty's future for nearly a century. Nandivarman II himself commissioned the Vaikuntha Perumal Temple later in his life. The entire chronological storyboard is political propaganda, designed to justify his unlikely rise to power. He carved his own history into the bedrock of the capital city to prove he was the destined emperor. The temple stands as the ancient world's ultimate stone monument to narrative control and political survival.